guys, welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample, where in this podcast we are always talking about how to be our best self, how to glow the fuck up, and just how to level up and just be great, honestly, because we are glowing up this year. Every single day is going to get better and better. Okay? In this episode today, we're going to talk about how to get out of rock bottom. Because I know we've all been there. We have all been in rock bottom, and sometimes when we're there, we're just like, how do we get out of this? Am I gonna be stuck here forever? And honestly, when I was at rock bottom, I could not see a way out of it. So I've had a few different types of rock bottom. So to start off the episode, I want to talk about my rock bottom. So my first rock bottom was my childhood trauma, okay? Which I've talked about this a few times. I've been more and more open about my childhood trauma because for so many years, I didn't talk about it because I was afraid that my father was going to come after me, but I need to speak out. Like, this didn't happen to me for no reason. So, my rock bottom was being abused by my father and that affecting my relationships. So, my dad was physically abusive to me, my mom, and it was just really difficult because as a kid, I thought he was abusing me. Like, he would punch me, hit me, kick me, like that kind of abuse. And I thought it was just his way of punishing me. Like, I always thought I was just a bad kid. And I wasn't, because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I mean, even when I did do something bad, because as a kid, obviously we're going to do something bad, but it was just worse when I actually did do something bad. But sometimes I would still just get beat if he was just in a bad mood. And that affected me so much growing up, which I never realized how much my relationships correlated with my past childhood trauma. I would think that's normal, and I've gotten myself into abusive relationships before because I didn't know any better. I never saw a healthy relationship. I only saw abuse, and I just thought that was a normal thing. I thought if someone was abusing you, they loved you and they cared about you and they were just passionate about you. That's why they were hitting you. And that is just so wrong. And I didn't know that until therapy, and I just started opening my eyes more and talking to other people, and they're like, my boyfriend doesn't hit me, my dad doesn't hit me. So I was learning as I got older that that was not a normal thing. And it affected me because I was choosing the wrong people to be with, and I just accepted less than I was worth because that's all I knew. And it was really tough because I wanted to help my mom get out of it because I've seen my mom go through some really crazy times. Like, I've seen my dad throw her down the stairs and dislocate her shoulder, and she had to drive herself to the hospital with a dislocated shoulder. And that's more of her rock bottom versus mine. But I mean, it was still kind of my rock bottom too because I witnessed it at, I was probably what, maybe 10, 11 years old. Like, that's scary to see. And that made me think that was a normal relationship. Like, I thought relationships were supposed to be like that. And that's how I ended up getting myself into abusive relationships. And getting into that, that was also part of my rock bottom because I did think it was normal. And I had that pattern of getting into relationships like my father. And now I'm not saying every guy I talked to was like that, but it was a pattern I've noticed, okay? And it caused me to never have a healthy relationship. And I was just accepting that behavior. And therapy taught me that that's not normal. That is not how relationships should be. If somebody actually loves you and cares about you, they're not going to attack you. And it's not going to be like that. And also, part of the rock bottom growing up when my parents got divorced, we struggled a little bit. Like, we had to move in with my grandmom because my dad, I don't know exactly what he did to the house, but he did something. So we had to move out, move in with my grandmom. And my mom was still in college at the time. So she was struggling, obviously, because she was in college and working as a hairstylist. So she was busting her ass because she was in school to be a teacher. So we financially struggled. And I just never thought we would get out of that hole. Like, I never thought I would be able to afford things or just do anything. So seeing that out loud made me realize, like, that's not how I want my life to be. That is rock bottom. We're getting ourselves out of it. I just never saw a way out. But that is why I went to therapy. Well, that's not the only reason why, but there were a few reasons why I went to therapy. And I learned so much from therapy. I learned so much from reading. I suggest if you're at rock bottom or you feel like you're at bottom, definitely invest in therapy. Or if therapy is too expensive, which, because it really is expensive, read some books, listen to podcasts. There are so many opportunities for learning out there right now. You can literally just Google how you're feeling, and there will be a plethora of podcasts, YouTube videos, so many resources for you. So I definitely suggest if you feel like you're at rock bottom to definitely do that and invest in therapy if you can. Let's get into the episode. The important thing is you need to allow yourself to be okay with reaching a breaking point right now. Even if you're confused or if you feel like you're at rock bottom, you need to accept your current situation, even if it's uncomfortable or painful, but you need to accept it because you're not going to be able to move forward if you aren't accepting it. Because accepting it is the first step, and you will reduce your stress and your anxiety rather on just focusing on what's next. Because a lot of times when we feel like we're at rock bottom, we're really stressed out, we are constantly worrying about what we're going to do next. We're not focusing on our right now. We're like, oh my God, I have to do this, 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 and this. And you write a big list of shit you want to accomplish. You're not focusing on what's right now. Like, for example, my end goal was to be some type of mental health counselor, advocate, whatever. Like, my ideal job is to work in a psychiatric hospital and help people. But that is not where I started. Obviously, I started in debt, getting out of like an abusive household, an abusive relationship. That's where I crawled myself out of. And I had to accept that current situation, and I started working as a server. And no, I didn't want to be a server, but you have to accept where you're at now and deal with a certain job, even if it's not your end goal. You have to accept it and just deal with it and grind and stack your money, and it'll help you get to where you want to be. Because if you're not focusing on your right now and you're just worrying about what the next step is, you're not going to get out of it, and you're delaying your process because you're too focused on what the fuck is next. You're not digging yourself out of whatever hole that you're in, whatever the case may be. Instead of just moping around and feeling sorry for yourself, take action, because you're wasting your potential by just moping around and feeling sorry for yourself. It's okay to have your moments and be upset and to process things, because when things happen, let's say you lost your job, obviously you're going to be upset right away and you're going to feel sad. You're going to need time to process what just happened. I'm not saying the second you get fired or something, you have to, I need to find my next move. No, you can allow yourself to process the situation and understand what's going on and mourn and be sad, but you need to pick yourself back the fuck up and not waste your potential. Because if you got fired, this is happening for a reason. You are not meant to be there. You are meant to do something greater. So your next step is going to be finding something new to get you to pay your bills or whatever, and find your next step. Because I guarantee you that was probably not your dream job. It most likely wasn't. And this is just an example. Everyone's rock bottom is different. That is just an example I'm throwing out there. But you really need to think about how you want to spend the rest of your life. Is your current situation how you see your future, how you want to spend the rest of your life? Is your current partner, think about this, are they who you want to spend the rest of your life with? Can you picture them being the mother or father of your children? Do they make you smile? How do they make you feel? Think about those questions before you figure out if that is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And the same thing with your job. Are you fulfilled with your job? Because most of us just aren't. And the thing is, we have the power to change our lives. We have one life. Why are we playing with our lives like we have 9 lives like cats? We do not. We do not have another chance at this. Maybe we do in the afterlife, but the thing is, we don't know. Like, who knows what happens when we die? Because that's the unfortunate thing. Like, that is where we're all headed. I'm sorry to sound dark for a second, but that is the next step. It's like we have life and then we have death. So we need to make the most of what we have right now, because we don't know what we have tomorrow, what we have the next day. We need to make the most of every single moment and get ourselves out of rock bottom, because we are never going to fully be fulfilled in our lives if we don't figure it the fuck out. We get one life, don't play around with it, okay? If you have a dream for yourself, you have a goal, you need to go at it and chase that goal, because sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, hoping and manifesting things are going to happen are not going to happen without action. You can manifest all you want, you can pray all you want, but things aren't just going to be sprinkled to you on a silver platter. You need to get your ass up and chase that shit and work for it. I know it sucks to say, but you have to do it. You got to do what you got to do. If you want something in life, you need to chase it. You're not getting anywhere just moping around, feeling sorry for yourself. Like, oh, I feel like such a loser because I'm not where I want to be. No, you're not a loser. You're just not there yet. And if you are sitting around and telling yourself you're a loser, you're going to feel like a loser. You're putting that energy in the air. Like, if you sit there and tell yourself, you know what, I'm amazing. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I am grinding. I got this. You're going to convince yourself that you got this. What is going to happen in your life is how you talk to yourself. If you're talking down on yourself, you're going to feel down. Stop that. Stop that negative energy, because that is not how we learn. That's not how we grow. That's not how we get the fuck out of rock bottom. So switch that energy up, get rid of that mindset, and chase your fucking goals. When you're at rock bottom, it is so easy to compare your life to everyone else's, and you're in this comparison trap, and you're just thinking everyone's doing better than you, because when you're down bad, that's what it fucking looks like. It literally looks like you have the worst life. It looks like everyone's life is going so much smoother than yours, and you just get hyper focused on other people's lives and what they're doing. And you know that is prolonging your success, because you're like, wait, should I be on this level? Should I be where Sally is? Like, why am I not on that level? Because you're comparing yourself to Sally. That's why you're not. You're way too focused on everyone around you, and you're not thinking, how can I be better? You're too focused on other people being better and not how you can be better. You're in charge of your own life. You need to act like it and stop worrying about everyone around you, because at the end of the day, that doesn't fucking matter, because you are not ending your life with everyone around you. Some people are going to be with you till the end, but not everyone. So why are we comparing our lives to somebody else's? You have one life. This is what I mean. Don't play with your life because you're comparing your life to everyone else's. Focus on your own life. Where do you want to be? Not where does somebody else want you to be. Focus on you and what you want out of life. And you need to avoid suppressing your emotions. Yes, you need to allow yourself time to feel. You can be mad at the world. Do whatever you need to do to process your current situation. And you need to feel. Like, feeling your emotions is the best thing you can possibly do. And you need to stop blaming external factors. You can't be like, I'm only this way because my parents, yada, yada, yada. I'm only this way because this guy. Like, no, you're not there because of somebody else. Yes, it's not fair where you're at right now, but stop blaming all external factors, because again, you're in charge of your own life. You can change your situation. People just don't think they can change their life lickety split. You can. You literally can, and that's the beauty of it. You have the power to do whatever you want. I hear so many people complaining about their jobs. They hate their jobs. They hate where they're at. I get it. Like, not everything is rainbows and sunshine, but if you don't like your life and you're not doing anything to change it, then like, why are you complaining? You're not doing anything to change it. Sometimes you need to sacrifice things in order to get where you want to be. Maybe, whether it's like you need to sacrifice sleep, you need to sacrifice your weekends and fun, you need to sacrifice your time even to get to where you want to be. For example, when I was in undergrad, I was working at the Cheesecake Factory as a server, like I mentioned in the beginning, and I would pick up doubles every weekend. Like, I was in college. Sometimes I would go out, of course. I would go out after a double. I would get there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I would work there until midnight and still go out. So I was sacrificing sleep because I didn't want to miss out on like college fun. Of course, I was in college. Now, if I was working there now, I would not go out after, but I would still do the doubles because I was stacking my money. I was making a lot of money at a young age because I was still living with my mom at the time, and I was just stacking the fuck up because I wanted to move out. I told myself, I want to live on my own. I need to do what I need to do to live on my own, and I just busted my ass at the fucking Cheesecake Factory, and I saved up enough money and I was able to move out. And guess what? I didn't have to work there anymore. And then I started working as a personal trainer, and I found out I didn't like it. And guess what? I didn't stay there. I changed it. I've changed my job so many times. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I've changed it. My real passion is obviously my podcast, my social media, and I have to do other things to get to where I want to be. And maybe what I'm doing right now isn't the best choice of where I want to be, because yes, I do OF, like you know, and it's helping me get to where I want to be. And I sacrificed my reputation, honestly, to be able to focus on my passion, because if I didn't have my OF, I wouldn't be able to put my all into my podcast. I wouldn't be able to focus on my social media. I wouldn't even be able to be in school, because I'm going to school for my doctorate right now, and I would not be able to pay for that if I didn't have my OF. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, I would, but I would be taking out loans. So I sacrificed my reputation for money to help me get to the next step. And maybe that's not the best thing for you, but for me, that's what I wanted to do. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices to get to where you wanna be. That's just something I sacrificed. Yes, people judge me, but they don't know me, so I don't give a single fuck. You can think I'm this like internet whore, but at the end of the day, I know my own character. I know how I am. Think what you want, but I am gonna get to where I wanna be, how I wanna get there. You know what I mean? So I made that sacrifice, and that's my current sacrifice. Back when I was working at Cheesecake Factory, I was sacrificing sleep and sometimes fun, because I was working so many doubles because I was just stacking my money because I wanted to move out. And now I am doing my OF. It's getting me through school. I actually like doing it, honestly, and I love connecting with you guys, because when I am on there, I get to chat with you like one on one, and I actually really like talking to you guys. So I don't hate it. I like it. So I'm not really sacrificing anything that I don't like. It's just what people think of me, if that makes sense. But that's fine. You can think what you want. But at the end of the day, I'm going to become that doctor, and I'm going to get to where I want to be. And that's how I'm going to get there. Everyone makes different sacrifices. When my mom was in school, she was sacrificing her sleep because she was working as a hairstylist, she was raising two children, and she was in college. She didn't sleep. That's what she sacrificed. So, in order to get to where you want to be, you have to sacrifice something. You're not going to be always having fun. You're not going to be always having free time. You're not going to be always well rested and still get to where you want to be. If you're not sacrificing something, I'm sorry, you're not doing enough. I hate to say it, but it is the harsh truth, because you're not. There is a reason why you're not getting to that next level, is because you're not sacrificing anything. And that's why I can't stand when people are complaining about their lives and just not doing anything to change it. Like, you have the power to. I know it's tough. Like, you need the money right now to pay your current bills, but you're not doing anything after that. You know what I mean? You're complaining about it, and then when you get home from work, you're not trying to get somewhere else. You're just resting. But you're complaining that you don't like your situation, but you're not trying to get out of it. That's where I don't understand. Like, if I didn't like my current situation, I would be doing everything I can to get out of it. You know what I mean? So you gotta make sacrifices to get out of rock bottom, or you're gonna stay in rock bottom. Overcoming difficult situations requires a mental strength and determination. If you're not determined to get out of rock bottom, you're not gonna get out of rock bottom. I didn't get out of rock bottom by being weak and feeling sorry for myself. No, I realized that there was a problem. I realized I wanted to be somewhere else, and I was strong enough to get myself out of it. It's not your fault, the situation you're in. There are so many reasons why you're where you're at. There's so many reasons why you don't like where you're at. But then again, it may not be fair, but you need to take responsibility and make the moves and make the most out of your life and your current situation. You have to accept it and figure it the fuck out. That's just how it is. You have to take action. Everything is always about action. You need to avoid this victim mentality, just saying, oh my gosh, like, I need to change this, I need to change that, and you're trying to change everything and everyone around you, when maybe you just need to change your mindset and your environment. For example, you're in a toxic relationship and you are trying to change that person because they're toxic for you. Instead of trying to change that person, maybe you should get yourself out of that situation. And the same with friendships. You don't like how your friends put you down, you don't like how you feel when you're with your friends, they're doing things that don't align with your goals in your life, maybe you need to remove yourself from that friend group and find a new friend group. Everyone should be aligning with your goals, and you have the power to remove yourself from any situation. And that's what you need to do. You need to take responsibility. And if you're in a bad situation and you're in like a bad group of people, you need to just boot yourself out of it. You should be surrounding yourself with people who align with you. If you have all these goals and things for your future, and the people you are hanging with are dragging you down and prolonging your goals, you're not hanging out with the right people. You need to get away from them. You need to heal from your past traumas and able to be able to move forward. Because the thing is, if you are just focusing on changing everything around you and you have this victim mentality, you're never going to heal from your past traumas. And that is the way to move forward. You have to actually heal from your past traumas. And I think that's why it took me so long to just get some clarity. And that's probably why I've never had a healthy relationship, because I never fully healed from my past traumas because I didn't realize it was affecting my life and my relationships. I just thought, oh, I don't live with my dad anymore, I'm fine. Like, no, you're not fine. You're traumatized, and that's okay. We all are traumatized from something. We all have trauma, but the important thing is we need to take action and allow ourselves to heal from that. If I went to therapy and stuck with it when I was younger, I probably would have healed from my traumas earlier, but I didn't, and that's fine. Yes, it took me to 26 to figure it out, but guess what? I figured it out, and I got myself out of that mentality, and I have healed from my past trauma, and I am preaching to everyone else to heal from their past traumas, since I struggled and I didn't have anyone to help me except my therapist. But I want to be that person for you. If you have past traumas and you are struggling to heal with it, I'm here. That's why I have this podcast. And you also need to be willing to work your ass off and put the time into it. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and hard. You have to find a way. That's the thing. Not everything is about, I mean, yeah, you do have to bust your ass, but if you are busting your ass making money, be smart with your money. Don't just go buy things to buy things, because I did that back in the day. When I was making a lot of money, I was spending. When I first started seeing money as a server, I spent so much. I was always buying a new Louis bag, and then I was like, you know what? I really want to move out, so let's just stack my fucking money. I even worked during COVID. You know how all restaurants closed down? We still did curbside to go, and I worked curbside to go, and I was like, I need to work. I want to move out. I want to make money. So I did. And that was working smarter, because I was also on partial unemployment. Because if you worked under a certain amount of hours, you could get partial unemployment. So I was working and getting this money. I don't know if I should say that. I mean, it's not illegal, because if I did work under a certain amount of hours to get the partial unemployment. But you need to capitalize on your time and actually make do. If you have extra time, don't spend it just watching TV. Of course, some days you're going to want to relax and watch TV, but if you have that extra time, you should be putting that towards your goals and your future. Where do you really see yourself? Where do you want to be? Because I know if you are watching this, there is a reason why you're watching this. You want to get out of something. You want to change your life somehow, some way. And the only way to do that is working smarter. If you're making good money, put it somewhere. Put it in some type of stock or an index fund or even a high yield. Put it somewhere where that makes you money. Don't just put it somewhere where it's just gonna sit around and tee hee ha ha. Just be smart with it. You know what I mean? And that's something I'm still trying to learn. I'm no expert in finances by any means. I have a financial person to help me because I don't know anything. But I am preaching, if you are making good money, find a financial advisor and figure out how to make your money work for you by working smarter. That's what I mean by working smarter, not harder. And that's kind of why I do OF. It's working smarter, not harder. I mean, it still is kind of hard work, which people don't think, but it's always people who aren't in the industry that don't think it's hard work, because it is hard work. It may be not hard work labor-wise, but it's hard on our mental health. It's hard because like we're editing all day, we're filming all day. It's hard. It's just a different type of work. But I'm not like doing physical labor, I guess, like a construction worker or something. So I would say I'm trying to work smarter. You just need to work strategically and hard. So you need to just figure out how to combine hard work and strategic work, and that will get you so much further. That will get you where you want to be. But you're not going to get to where you want to be without that combination of hard work and strategic work, because strategic work is so important. Because if you're just busting your ass serving tables or something and you're not doing anything else, like any strategy to help you make more money or to help you save money, yada, 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 that's not going to get you anywhere. You're just going to make money and just be spending it on whatever. You need to be smart with it. But I wanted to thank you so much for listening. I really hope this helps you get out of rock bottom or motivated you to want to get out of your current situation if you don't like your current situation. If you like your current situation, thank you for listening anyway. I still love you. But I really hope this helps somebody, and I hope it made you motivated to want to get your ass up and chase your fucking goals. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. Bye.